Welcome to the Sons of Gunn Podcast, your unofficial look at everything happening in the DC universe. We are your Sons of Gunn. I'm Matt File, and joining me, as always, is my other fellow gun boy, Jalen Blue. What's up?
What's up, baby? How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm tired. I am quite tired. I was telling you before we hit record, my director and my sole employee were out of town for the exact same time. I don't know how that PTO happened. I think I approved his being like, oh, heck yeah, dude, because I'm off, not this weekend, but the next for our big Rocky Mountain Regional softball tournament where all the
Oh, there you
states
go.
come here. Oh, yeah, I'm super excited for that. A little tired, but the good thing is all the buzz and news that's just been going on kind of in general has been keeping me alive. So
Yeah.
we're
Yo,
going.
dude, can I
We're
tell you?
going.
Can I tell you about my weekend of movies I had? I had
Yeah.
such a crazy time. I gotta tell you about this. So Friday after work, it was a long week. Come home. Me and Hannah get dinner. Then I'm like, let's watch Obsession. I've heard nothing but good things about it. It's out on Peacock. Let's watch it. So Friday
Obsession.
night, I watched Obsession, the
Okay.
new movie.
I have not seen it, but go
Really
ahead.
good.
So don't spoil anything.
I won't. Phenomenal movie. Really good. Saturday, it's two of my buddies' birthdays. We hang out all day. We're playing card games. We go watch
Just
the
being young
Odyssey.
men. Just being a
Yeah.
couple of young men out
Yeah,
there.
man in
I
my
get you.
basement playing Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's so fun. And then we went to movies, watched the Odyssey. And then my time, Odyssey started at 7. Comic-Con started at 7:30. We have Kyle with friends from work who's in our network at Comic-Con. I have his notifications on. We're in the back row of the movie theater. I'm watching the Odyssey. I'm getting all that news dropped.
I was wondering if you were like peaking at all
I had
because
to.
yeah, because some people were like, "Well, Matt's here. Where's Jalen?" And we'll get into my side of it in a second.
Mhm.
But I kept being like, "He's either gonna come out," which you probably still came out to a ton. But I was wondering about that, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'll talk about my Odyssey stuff in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I watched the Odyssey. It gets we were supposed to record. It gets done. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, dude, I'm tapped out. It was a long day. Sunday rolls around. Me and Hannah hang out. We're having a whole day together. She ends up falling asleep for a nap real quick. I'm like, dude, I know for sure an hour and a half here. So on Paramount, I'm a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender guy because I grew up with it, and they just dropped a new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, and it came out Saturday, so I watched it Sunday. So I had Obsession, Odyssey, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. All three of them were phenomenal, Matt. I had such a good movie time.
I feel like I had a pretty good movie weekend as well. We went and saw the Odyssey. I don't even remember when I went now. It was earlier in the week
Friday.
though.
You went Friday because I went
Did
Saturday.
I go literally the day before you? Okay.
I think so.
First of all, the 23rd was mine and Valerie's 4-year anniversary. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 7/23/22. You know, not everybody can do it. And we can. And so we were trying to figure out like what we were gonna do, and we got up on our anniversary day on the 23rd. Her parents are amazing. My in-laws are awesome. They text us like happy anniversary, and they were like, y'all choose wherever you want to go eat. It's on us. Just like get it
Ooh.
and tell us how much it is, and we'll like Venmo you back. And so we were trying to like make a dinner and a movie work together, and it just like wasn't because of how packed the Odyssey has been and like finding seats for it. To which like we were searching high and low throughout. We started on Wednesday. We couldn't find any tickets Wednesday, couldn't find them Thursday. And I finally just gave up on trying to see it in IMAX because it just like didn't seem like it was going to happen. But we still went to AMC. I'm a Stubbs member. And so we were in like the step down from IMAX. So It wasn't that bad at all. And so we went and saw the Odyssey Friday night, kind of anniversary-ish part of gift to ourselves. And I had a great time. I think the exhaustion of the week was kind of playing on me when I was trying to make comments being like, it's very exhausting. And I still stand by. I think that's a fair verb.
It is, because it's a 3-hour movie that you have to like lock in for the whole time. I feel like it's all Christopher Nolan films. You have to lock in for, and it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
And so like I wasn't not enjoying it for that. I was just like pretty tired from picking up work stuff and not really knowing that much of the lore of the Odyssey. Like, I know Greek mythos. I did not have to read the Odyssey for some reason. And like we went to Greece like for a honeymoon, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I know Greece, I've been there before. But it helps. Like, it helped, like when they were like saying actual places, like I knew what they were talking about out of the Greek Isles. Like I knew it, like I knew all of that. Ithaca, and one time they were like, say we're Crete, like Crete's an island. And so that was cool. Seeing, I knew Cyclops. I knew what the most of like the monsters or trials were. There's so many things that Marvel has stole from like just Greek mythology that I was like trying to like explain to Valerie afterwards. I was like, do you remember Wakanda Forever? And she was like, oh my God, they stole the like singing thing from the Odyssey. And
the sirens.
I was like, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I'm sure that's what like helped get them that idea. So we had fun. It was tiring. And so I'm sorry if for any reason I didn't sell it good enough to you. I was just trying to say, I probably wouldn't pay money to go back and see it again, even though Valerie and Tanner pointed out something very important. Like, now I probably would enjoy it more because I understand, and I'm not as like, huh? Like, I felt like this was my face the whole movie. Huh? Like, because I was just confused, but I loved it. So that was a ton of fun. Valerie and I watched 72 Hours.
We did watch that weekend. Too. Yep. You told me about that.
I don't give two, excuse my language, shits what the internet's saying or rating that. I'm so over rate bombing stuff for the sake of rate bombing stuff. That movie is not a 14%. I wouldn't care if you looked at me and you said, Matt, it's a bad movie. Like, if you said that to me, I'd be like, okay, that's fair, Jalen. I don't think so. I laughed a lot. But I could see like that might not be your jam.
It was not. It was a good.
That's
no. Impossible. It was You told me about it, so me and Hannah watched together, and it's a good like Saturday, Sunday evening sit with your spouse, throw on movie. You know what I mean? It's a Netflix Kevin Hart movie.
Loud. Yeah, and like most part, I stand on the hill of saying that straight to Netflix movies for the most part are not good at all. And like some good actors and stuff do these Netflix movies. Obviously, Kevin Hart has some type of deal with Netflix, you know, because he does all of his stand-up and shows that he has now. So we watched that. I laughed out loud a bunch. I'm slowly falling in love with Marcelo Hernandez. I think he is like the next it. Like in comedy, and he's kind of already is. Like, he's hosted the ESPYs. He's obviously on SNL. But the other guys in it, Cam was funny. Ben Bishop, I think's his last name. Ben, I can't remember. Tall, like redheaded ginger guy.
Yeah.
And then the guy that was getting married, I didn't know was Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son. That's Mesa.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
That's Mesa. Not, why do I say, I always say Mason Cuba. I like say Cuba Gooding. It's Mason Gooding. I thought they all did fine. I thought it was fun for what it was, like over the top, super outlandish stuff. I kept calling the bad guy Scorpion the whole time.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
I was like, oh, Scorpion's in this. And Valerie was like, who? And I was like, you'll see in a few days. And she was like,
huh? Don't worry about it.
I was like, it'll make sense. He's going to look literally just like this.
The same.
Like, he's gonna look identical probably to this. So that was a lot of fun. Then we decided to do our dinner last night, so that wasn't the weekend. But well, Sunday we watched House of Dragons and like watched it live and kind of just like chilled out all day. And then last night we have a brand new Cajun restaurant that is in downtown Lafayette. So like actually like in our town, because it's very easy to say like, oh yeah, we went out to eat around here and it not be Lafayette, because two steps away is Louisville and two steps away is like Westminster. We're all like on top of each other.
Right.
But this is in Lafayette, downtown Lafayette, brand new Cajun cuisine. So I was like, oh my God, it's so hard to find like good like Southern eating or like Cajun food out here. There's a couple of places, but it just,
Doesn't hit
usually
like
tastes
home.
no, yeah, it tastes like Colorado people trying to do Cajun food. And we had one place that sadly got shut down during COVID that we loved, but it's not here anymore. So we were like, yes, heck yeah, we'll do this. Like this is our, if it sucks, who cares? Like, so it was a bold choice. Like we're turning down like going to Elway's for like fancy steaks or eating somewhere in Boulder that's really nice. We're gonna go here. It was awesome, dude. It was so good. I had shrimps and popcorn grits. Have you ever had
Ooh,
popcorn
yeah.
grits?
Uh-huh.
I'd never even heard of that. It tastes like popcorn, kind of. I mean, like it has like a popcorny taste. It tastes like grits. It was so good, man. Valerie had these huge crab cakes.
Mm.
They had all the like typical New Orleans French Quarter drinks,
It
like
tasted good?
Hurricane. Oh, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Good.
They had like, hurricanes and mint juleps and uh a Abita beer that, is only local to New Orleans, or like is made in Louisiana. It's sent everywhere. So no, it was cool. And like I like that. I like being able to get those vibes every now and again without having to like plan a 6-day trip to go home.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a nice little like tip of the hat for our kind of
Yeah.
anniversary weekend. So that was
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
I know, I appreciate it. It feels literally like it was yesterday. You'll have the
How
same.
many years?
You'll feel the same thing. 4.
4? Awesome.
Yeah, it does
Congratulations.
not feel like I've been in this, because we moved into this place 4 months before our wedding. 'Cause we
Wedding.
weren't
Wow.
planning on moving, and so it just feels weird. Like it doesn't. It feels like I've kind of always been here, but at the same time, I haven't been here that long. I don't know. It's strange,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I have to give shout outs to my
Your new shirt and hat. Yeah.
yeah swaggies.
I got my Spider-Man on ready for this week.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've got that down there, and we'll get to that too in a little
Yeah.
bit, guys. We're gonna kind of talk about everything that has happened over the weekend, because tons of stuff has happened, not only on the DC side, but just kind of pop culture in general, comic book, movie, big Marvel stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. We wanted to though today kind of give you guys our, and if I say any of this wrong, you fix me. We're going to give our own rankings. Jalen will have rankings, and then I'll have rankings, and we'll kind of try to like make an official SOG
Yes.
ranking for every project that has happened so far within the DCU. And we're aware we're kind of reaching. I did want to ask you something though, and we didn't have it on here. Well, you haven't seen it. Never mind. So we can't put it
Yeah.
on there. I got
Blue
it.
Beetle.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
I was going
Yeah,
to figure
I'll
we
talk-
add it once we watch it together and discuss it.
Nope,
Yes.
that makes sense. Okay, cool. So we have obviously everything that is like true to form DCU, Superman, Supergirl, Peacemaker season 2, the Creature Commandos. Those are all 1,000,000% canon. There's no iffies about it. But then you got Peacemaker season 1 and the Suicide Squad, which like we already know. There are events and there are references to specific things that happened in those projects. So
It's kind of
it's
like a phase
almost,
zero. Yeah.
and it's essential viewing because like
Yes.
if you didn't view it, you're just like going into like Chris's life without having any idea like why he's even in the hospital at the beginning of his series. And so
Absolutely.
the fact,
It's
go
definitely
ahead.
our Sons of Gun season, like phase zero. In our official rewatch, we're gonna count those two projects as one and two. I think is fair to
For
say.
sure. I mean, the fact that they went out of their way to redo a scene and put it in season 2 was
Yeah.
enough for us to be like, yep, okay, so that happened. So we've got 6 projects. We'll kind of give them a ranking between kind of like school grades. A plus, A minus, C, D minus, F. If we don't have any Fs, spoiler alert, we don't have any Fs. But we can rank them. We also have a special tier um, where there could be things that they're kind of tough to gauge against bigger, more grandioso. Like it might be really hard to compare Creature Commandos to Superman from like a scale perspective. So we do have a special tier where we can put stuff if we need to. Um, yeah, did I miss anything about
I don't
any of
think so. I
those?
think you got it there. Like, just go and piggyback you on like, share, subscribe,
Please, y'all.
follow. We are now on YouTube now, so you guys can watch our episodes, see our pretty little faces. Uh, go subscribe over there. It's been pretty cool trying to navigate all that. But yeah, just want to do all that real quick. I think I'm ready if you are.
Yeah, I know we have to bring that up every single episode, and I made a joke to you, I think, the other day in a message being like, I'm grinding because the social media stuff matters so much. And so I have people that are like, I actually love listening to y'all. And then I'll like go and look and they're not following us. And they're like, oh, I just went like straight to my podcast and like started listening. So I say all of that to say if you got 2 seconds and you're not following us already, please go check out all of our
Absolutely.
social media stuff. Jalen does actually awesome with our clips and stuff with the limited amount of one knowledge we have and two tools that we have. And so yeah, we're
Thank
trying
you.
to show y'all our pretty faces weekly and a
Yeah,
little bit more. So
absolutely. Thank you, buddy. Well, starting
oh
off, I
yeah.
say, oh yeah, I say we start from order. The Suicide Squad going first. Give me your ranking of what you had it at.
um so one quick thing, I have like my official grade for it. I also have them all like ranked as well, like 1 through 6 of
Okay.
my favorite to like least favorite that I
Okay.
can give like the full thing afterwards, I guess. After we've kind of gone through each
Mm-hmm.
project, I can just give you my full rankings. So for the Suicide Squad, I gave it a B. And I kind of think that's a
A
little
B.
bit harsh. I think it
Mm-hmm.
really could possibly be a B plus. There's some really, really good stuff in there. I think it is 100% a step up from the previous iteration of the Suicide Squad. Um, Even with them like soft, those still being connected and killing off some characters that were in the first one and the second one, but it just was fun. It felt like what a Suicide Squad animated movie I would expect it to feel. There was like some very outlandish stuff. Most of what happens in the first like 15 minutes of it is absolutely bonkers, but there's still just like bonkers stuff throughout. Like when they kill every person in the
Mm-hmm.
rebel camp just because they're stupid. It's awesome. We've gotten some amazing characters from it that we one is literally a pillar of the DCU right now, which is John Cena as Peacemaker. And we don't get the Peacemaker series without his performance from the movie. There are some stuff that we don't know if it's considered canon from it. Is Harley Quinn
Right.
Margot Robbie in the DCU? We don't know because we haven't seen Harley Quinn since then. I asked a funny question a few weeks ago. Did Bloodsport, who was Idra's
Mm-hmm.
character, shoot David Cornsweet, or did he shoot Henry Cavill, or did he just shoot a Superman that, you know what I mean, or was he never even
Right.
really there? But no, I think B is a good grade for it, and it's a very rewatchable and enjoyable movie.
I agree. I personally have this as an A. I think for
I
me
think I
of the
graded a little too hard in a second. Sorry to cut you off, but like when you
no,
hear
you're
mine, I
good.
think I might have, and I'm usually not that though. Usually I'm the one that like overgrades stuff, but you'll see
Uh
it. You'll see.
See, I think as far as superhero movie goes, I think the Suicide Squad is one of the top comic book movies. It's been
Oh,
out since
nice.
2020. I actually think it's a really good film. I think like what you said, what knocks it kind of down is the fact that there is so much looseness to the DCU. What is DCEU? What is DCU? So I can see the peg down from there. All I gotta do is basically compare these to other comic book films because that's kind of how I'm ranking this wise.
Okay.
And
I
what kind
was
of
doing it based off of each other, I think,
mhm.
which is fine. Like that's why we get to have these cool opinions. I think that's why some of them I scored the way I scored them because one to me is leaps and bounds better than the rest, and so
You're right.
we'll get to that in a second. But like I'm
So
just
what
thinking out
I had to
loud.
compare it to Marvel movies. If you had to compare the Suicide Squad to Marvel movies, name me three that you would put it in the range of,
That it would be in range of.
like around that range
Yeah.
of like
Uh. Like
Guardians
I
3,
I was about that was going to be my first one. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like
Deadpool, Wolverine 2, above or I
Dead.
mean Deadpool, Wolverine.
I
Would
would
you say it's
put
above or
Dead.
below that?
I would put it below that, but to me it's more around like but what's something else that came out that was like Shang-Chi. Like Shang-Chi to me was like good. It was really good.
Mhm.
But it's like not up there in like my upper echelon like Marvel movies.
Okay.
Yeah. I might and that I think I might just be grading and liking stuff a little bit different than you. I think you like there's a whole group of people that like super love the Suicide Squad. I think it was hard for me to love it just because I was coming off of a nasty breakup, I feel like, with
Right.
the DCEU, and I was like so like in shock that it was good and that I was liking it kind of.
We'll put it as a
But
B
yeah,
plus right
it's good.
now. We'll put it high B's.
Oh
If you're
yeah,
gonna have it
okay,
kind of like
okay.
if you're gonna have a
We're
B, I'm
figuring
gonna have
this
an
out
A.
live, y'all. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
we'll
you
do.
have an A and I have just a B, yeah, B plus is
Okay,
perfect.
and if we gotta move it later, we will.
Yeah.
All right. Next to the one, Peacemaker season 1. The Peacemakers were the
Yes.
ones I think I actually had the most trouble with, especially just between the two themselves. Which of the two do I even think is my favorite season? And then where do I even rank these seasons? So I'm kind of going to rely on kind of your feelings here
Yeah.
let's just do both seasons of Peacemaker since we're
No,
going to talk
yeah.
about them both. It's going to be easier to
Yeah, I
rank
think
both
it
of
makes
them.
it easier.
Yeah.
So I had Peacemaker season 2 just like barely edging out season 1.
Okay. I think that's where
Um
I have it. Yep.
because of the connectiveness to the DCU. And
Mhm.
I just think it's a little bit more fun than the other one. I gave season 2 a B plus, and I gave season 1 a B. And
Yeah.
that's just
I
like,
could.
and that's kind of what I was sitting on.
I can see that because
I don't think they're far from each other.
I don't think so either. Season one, a little more disconnected from the DCU, but it definitely has more of like the comedy there and the goofiness and the fun to it. Whereas I think season two, you get more of that connective tissue, but in season two, I think you get more of better acting out of the actors, more
Agreed.
emotional beats,
Agreed.
more Cena and more connected to like the characters themselves. So I think season two ultimately edges it there for me too as well. I'm also scared we're gonna have all B's for some things.
I there's a good chance we are gonna have all B's besides one in my eyes, but
Okay.
I think that's okay. Like all of this is allowed to like move and flow. Like if this
Mhm.
was an Excel sheet, you would pull the like if this was work related, you would pull the Excel
Yeah.
out more and it would like show you more, and this would be like a B plus, and then it would be a B and then a B minus. But if there were like decimals, you know what I would mean? Like one would be
Right.
7.5, one would be 7.9. So I think the difference there can be seen if like we're able to like really break it out. No, that all looks right to me. So next is Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos. I have this one actually as around B minus.
I put it in special.
That's
And I
okay.
put it in special and thinking that it might can move eventually, but with it being the only animated thing out of everything that's there, that's what makes it special to me because it's the only thing that stands out now. That doesn't mean that like when we come here and then we have uh Mr. Whatever Miracle,
Miracle. Right.
and we're like, okay, so now we have to compare Miracle to Creature Commando so that we like understand it. That's probably where it gets pulled back in my mind, like to the grade. Um, but if I had to give it a scoring grade, let me think of how I'm comparing it to these other shows.
While you're thinking, I'll give you my thought process here. So for S, that's for to me, that's gonna be really hard to achieve. That's your Infinity War, your Endgame,
Ah, okay,
Spider-Man, Brand New Days, probably your Dark Knight,
okay.
the
I
Dark
was
Knight, right?
reading that wrong.
Those are like your movies that like even like such a impact. It's about you can't even grade it.
Okay.
Um,
I thought it was like
A,
this one is hard to compare to this one, so we call it special. Like
yeah.
Werewolf by Night. You know what I mean? That's where
No,
my
that
mind
one,
was.
no. S is like your stars above stars. For me, for
Okay,
Creature
cool.
Commandos, I'm gonna again compare to apples to Marvel. What are their animated shows? We got What If, X-Men '97, Wakanda Forever, and Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Where I would say What If is probably around DC range, and then probably X-Men '97 being around the A, and then that Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man high B, low A, wherever you want to count it.
Yep,
Comparing
I
it to
get you.
that stuff, I think Creature Commandos does fall probably more towards around the B minus. I think it's better than What Ifs. I think it's better than the Wakanda Forever. Just think I don't think it's all as good as X-Men '97 has been, and I do think Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show is really well. But I do think some of the plot there at the end, we've discussed multiple times with Creature Commandos, brings it down for me. And because it does hold a special place in my heart for how good the animation and the
Right.
acting and the story actually was. So it is hard for me. But I do think low B's would be fair to say for it.
Yeah, and this is where it's gonna kind of work out. I was gonna give it like, yeah. I was kind of tinkering on B plus and B just because you are right. X-Men 97 is way better than it. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is obviously better than it. But then to me, it comes in right after that, and then all the other Marvel stuff is after it. And so, yeah, I think it shaking out at a B is probably
B.
its best. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. I do struggle with it being above.
Season 1 of Peacemaker.
Yeah. No,
I
yeah.
think
Put it B. Yeah.
Put a B minus, so we'll put it behind Peacemaker's.
It's hard for
Season
me with
1.
animation.
Yeah.
You know that. Because,
It is.
like,
Yep.
yeah.
No, I think that's a good spot for it. I think both
But to be
Peacemakers
fair,
should be ahead of it.
Hey, to be fair, Creature Commandos is not dead last out of my 6. That's a surprise for me. That's a surprise.
Yeah,
For
I
me,
was
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
Okay,
Superman.
So now, all right, I have Superman at a. I put Superman at a minus, and let me tell you why I put it at an A minus. It's light and days better than everything on our list. And so I, in my mind, wanted it to be in the A's by itself compared to everything. But I also wanted to leave room for things to be ahead of it. And I wasn't thinking of the special thing now the way that you explained it. If I would have thought of it that way, I probably would have bumped Superman up to an A, to be honest with you, instead of an A minus. But that was kind of why I was thinking A minus, was mainly because I want there to be things to have places to go above it that aren't just in-game or Infinity War level stuff. Like, it'd be cool if Man of Tomorrow is like super sick and it's like an A plus, and we're like, that's sick. Like, I don't know how we're gonna go any further than that, but like, we got the tier for it. So yeah, I got Superman at the name.
What Marvel movies would you put Superman around for you?
I would put Superman around Deadpool and Wolverine. I would put Superman around Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I thought that it was pretty on par with Fantastic Four. I'm trying to do it compared to like current ones, obviously.
Right.
I thought Thunderbolts was better than Superman.
I think so. See, that's where I'm at. For me, like A movies is like Thunderbolts. It's Guardians Volume 1. It's Winter Soldier, Civil War.
See, I'm so ADHD. I break my A's down into like 3 tiers almost.
3 tiers, yeah. So for me, Superman and Suicide Squad is like, I have a hard time being like, where do I flip for my 1 and 2?
See, I don't. To me, it's clear as day that Superman's better than the Suicide Squad. To me, that is. Because of you. And that is, to be honest with you, that's because of you, because you sold me on the character. Like, I'm being honest, like, I didn't have much Superman rapport coming into this podcast besides Henry Cavill. That's it. Like, you knew I hadn't watched the Brandon Roth one in 2007. I watched that with you. And so, in my mind, out of these 6 that we have, to me personally, it is there's no argument, it's better than all of them. So that's why I think I edged it out at an A minus, because I was like, I think it needs to be just slightly above everybody else.
I think I can agree to the A minus, and the fact of, personally, I thought it was better than Fantastic Four. I have Fantastic Four rated very high on my MCU list.
In the moment, and I'm getting really close to Fantastic Four in my rewatch. I actually finished Secret Invasion last night, which I had been the finale. And so now I'm going into Daredevil Born Again Season 1. I was really trying to get everything watched before Brand New Day. That ain't happening before Friday. So yeah, the rewatch has been like fun to do, but I don't think I've ever rewatched Fantastic Four since the theaters. Maybe once.
I think I did halfway through one more time.
Yeah, a
But
lot
I
of
do
these
know
new
loves
things I haven't
Thunderbolts
seen.
better.
I've seen Thunderbolts a couple of times.
Me
Because
too.
because it was like usually when I get back in the day before it probably was as big of a deal. Every time I would go to a Marvel movie, I would almost always come straight home and like find a pirated version online and like watch it like hour, 2 hours within just seeing it because I wanted to like go in as quickly as I could to catch things that I hadn't caught. I don't do that now. I usually just like wait for stuff to actually just drop on Disney Plus. Um, so there's a bunch of new stuff that I haven't rewatched that I'm excited to see. Superman to me, yeah, it's like if the DCU was a company, Superman to me is the clear front runner for the CEO right
Yes.
now, and
Okay.
there's chances they can be demoted at some
Okay.
point in time. But that's it. Like I
Okay.
just think
I'll put on A minus. I'll agree with you
yeah,
there.
I like that a lot, and
Okay.
I like the way
This
that
is
we
shaping
have
up.
it.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
Do we want to go over
Supergirl.
our? Oh yeah, we got one more. I
Kind of fair.
go for it.
C.
You gave it a C, like a plain, just a
C.
C.
Just the C column. Yeah.
I gave it a B minus, which I think was me being probably nicer than I was on the other ones. I think I was being a little more hard on the other ones. So I'm okay with Supergirl shaking out at like a C plus.
Because way I view it, like Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, I still think is a night and day different step up just in itself from Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah, no, I agree.
And so I think right now there is a gap between the Supergirl
Yeah.
film Tennessee and then our B minuses.
Yeah, I would want it to either be a C or a C plus, B minus, C plus C. No lower, definitely no higher. If you go below a C, I feel like that's when you're leaning towards it's being negative and bad almost. If like
Right.
you
And I
say
wouldn't
it's
say it's
C
C
minus,
minus. No.
yeah, I wouldn't either.
No.
No, that's perfect.
It's around like the Ant-Man films for me. Around that,
Um,
like the Ant-Man films are
yeah,
probably the
that's
Marvels.
fair. I really like the first Ant-Man. But it would be around Ant-Man and the Wasp for me,
Yeah.
for sure. Or maybe even Quantumania. They kind of have a lot of the same vibe that I'm thinking about it for the first time ever. Like it's
Yeah.
all just CGI. You're on a planet. Huh?
Yeah.
That's the first time I thought of it that way.
Yeah. And so I think what we have here is pretty good. So as a quick refresher, for those who aren't watching and doing just audio, we have A minus as Superman, B plus as the Suicide Squad, B season 2 Peacemaker, B minus would go season 1 Peacemaker, then Creature Commandos season 1, then C Supergirl. And then so post Lanterns and Clayface and Blue Beetle, we can go in here and flesh out our official Sons of Gun ranking afterwards.
Yeah, I would love to see Lanterns jump Superman. I think Lanterns has a good shot for getting an A in my eyes, like a really good shot.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give my official 1 through 6 that I have kind of currently
Absolutely.
right now. Coming in as the caboose, I do have Supergirl at 6. Then I have Creature Commandos at 5. And then this is where it's a big difference in me and you. So this is interesting and cool to see. I have the Suicide Squad at 4, Peacemaker season 1 at 3, Peacemaker season 2 at 2, and Superman at A. 1.
Okay.
With an A minus.
I mean, I don't think you're crazy at all for saying for having that. I mean, I think that's a very fair. I mean, arguments for that. Like I said, I think I would agree with you. I would just throw the Suicide Squad up there in front of the Peacemakers. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fair. I think my biggest thing with putting it behind it is like in the how do I say this? In the line that is like the connective line of the
Mhm.
DCU, you would want the Suicide Squad to happen, be good, and then you would want things that are coming out of it to be better than it, is the way that I look at it. And I
Yeah.
think that Peacemaker came out and did its job. But like at the same time, you can't get Peacemaker without the Suicide Squad. So I completely,
Absolutely.
it being interchangeable with 2, 3, and 4 is completely fine. So we both
Yeah.
have Superman uh, at 1, I assume. Wait, you didn't give me yours. That was the only difference was...
I think I'd put the Suicide Squad
Oh,
movie up there, and then any given day I could flip flop between that and Superman
gotcha.
as my one and
But you
two.
would still
So
have Supergirl last and Creature Commandos right above it.
after it, then the Peacemakers order same way you did,
Got it.
season 1, then season 2 above it. Then but I mean we're 1 and 2 step with each other there. Absolutely.
Boots to the ground journalism, guys. Oh, my light's too bright. Oh, there it is. And that's the real data. That's the hard data right there, guys. Okay, no, cool. This is shaking out to be at least something. Like we have something now to kind of
gauge our stuff off, and I like that.
Yeah. But what's cool is that there's a lot more to come, and there's a lot more to come pretty quickly. Any final thoughts on our rankings before we kind of just like go into our sit down buffet of superheroism?
No. I'll probably just post this on our socials, so this should be up whenever this episode drops. If you guys want to go check it out, love to hear your guys' thoughts. Did you guys have something higher than we did? How would you guys rank it? I'd love for you guys to send in your guys' rankings.
Yeah, for sure. Let
That'd be
us know
fun
if
to
you
do.
think anything's looks crazy, or are we weird to have the Suicide Squad where we have it, or are we right? Do you think Supergirl should be higher? Let us know. We love to hear this, but
Absolutely.
It would be cool to get a bunch of different people's rankings, even if they're exactly just like ours. Just let us know, because one day we'll have 10 of these, and one day we'll have 20 of these, and
That'll be
hopefully
fun.
one day we'll have 30 of these. I think the DCU can get to 20 projects. I really, really think it can.
Let's
I
hope
don't
so.
know if it can
Hopefully
get
one
past
day.
20. That's a lot, but I hope it does. I really hope it does. But with that, like, that's obviously the future. This past weekend was kind of a massive pull the curtain back moment at San Diego Comic-Con that happens every year, which arguably could be, I don't know, you tell me, is it bigger than New York Comic-Con? I mean,
this
okay.
is
I
this
thought at
one's
this
the big
point
one.
it feels like it has, just for the Hall H moment. Like literally just that. I had so much fun this weekend, like clocking and paying attention to stuff and like trying my best. Like Friday was a little harder because I told you like I had people out for work, and so I was trying to keep up with stuff and it was tough. But then when we rolled into the weekend, for you all that don't know, Kyle Sconewill, who is the co-host of Friends from Work, the network that we are under and we bring up every week, he was lucky enough to be able to actually go to San Diego Comic-Con. So it was like we had like a man in there, like we had a guy on the ground. And so it was the first time that I was either like not doing something where it was taking up time and I couldn't pay attention. Like I was literally about to start 72 hours, and I did kind of upset Valerie in the moment because right as we hit play, Kyle went live, but she understood, and she understood the importance of it. He didn't get into the actual room. He was really close. There's only like X amount of press that can go in there, but he was in the press room that, from my understanding, was literally right above it in the building, because you can hear like some stuff happening through the video. And so I was live with him in the comments, and then some of our other friends came in there, and it just was really fun, one, to watch him react, because he's finding out literally right in the same building.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It motivates me to get us to San Diego Comic-Con one day, just to be there. Like, it doesn't have to
Mm-hmm.
be any more than that. Like, just to say that we're there and doing stuff for our podcast.
That would be
And so that
fun.
I wanted to get that out of the way before we went to the specifics of, like, I don't know why, but it was like not world changing by any means, but like it was a really cool, eye opening experience for me, because I just don't think that in the past I've ever cared enough. Like, I've always watched the videos that come from it. Like, obviously, watched
Right.
the video of RDJ coming out as Doom, and videos way before that when he was Tony Stark, but I just wait for him to come out. So it was a lot of fun for Marvel, especially, to be kind of like right there in the Marvel. And I know we're a
Mm-hmm.
DC podcast, but I thought DC was kind of making a lot of the noise on
Friday.
Friday, like earlier. And I think they did. I think the way they went about it, I personally think was the right way from both sides of the fence. I think that they both did it the
Yeah.
way that it should have been done, based off of where both of them are in their kind of journeys as studios.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a
Yeah.
lot. I'll let you go.
Yeah. Piggybacking off you, it's the kind of double-edged sword. The Marvel put on their huge Hall H panel. Everyone knows that's what everyone's basically there for. That's the show. Even Kyle was talking about. You could tell that in the way that like a lot of studios just kind of reserved back. DC Studios decided not to go. DC on Friday held a comic panel day. That's where we got a lot more stuff for the uh, Absolute universe for the
Ooh, ooh,
comic
ooh.
news. Jim Lee, executive, the head of comics right now, was out on stage, and that's when the Clayface actor and then Aaron Pierre, who's Jon Stewart, went out, and him
Yep.
and Kyle Chandler talked for a little bit. They spoke at the comic event. They didn't really do it, and they were kind of like a surprise guest. They went there, but the DC Studios
Which was
didn't
cool.
end up doing. It didn't end up doing its
They
own
could have done
panel,
more.
which
I
they
think they
could
could have
have.
done more. Yeah. I'm glad
They
that they
they
were
did still
there.
have that. Yeah, they had that Green Lanterns thing that you were discussing.
Hmm.
But it's one of those things where you wish that could be Saffron and Gunn out there announcing two more projects coming out to next year. Like, hey,
Yeah.
or in the next year, hey, we got Man of Tomorrow coming out. Here's a quick little update on it. Um, we got Clay. You know, you can do your Clayface and Lanterns coming out in the next 2 months, and
Yeah.
then hey,
Have
guys, here's
that
our next
and
movie
stuff.
post Man of Tomorrow coming on. Hey,
Yep.
we don't have a single project besides Man of Tomorrow next year announced officially. Let's do that. Hey, here's Creature Commandos
Here's
trailer for season
Jimmy.
2. Here's Jimmy. Yeah, like we've
Yeah. No, I get you.
officially announced it as a start. That was a bummer not seeing that, but again, with Marvel there, um, DC's Warner Brothers also going through the whole merger with Paramount, and who all
I
knows
like to
how that's
I like to
affecting it.
think that I like to think that James was busy in the middle of Man of Tomorrow, is what I'm trying
Mhm.
to headcanon myself. I am also trying to think logically, like, if I was James Gunn, I agree with you. It would have been really cool to see James. Like, he's already got this really cool presence that he does at most of these other things, like the red carpet premieres and other stuff like that. And we get all these behind the scenes videos that he puts out and DC puts out. So it would be cool to see him boots on the ground, like, I'm the guy in charge, like, and I'm here being a face of our studio.
Yeah,
Um, I also want to think, don't know if this is true, I'm just thinking it out loud. I want to think that they also understand the scale of things right now, and that Marvel is
exactly.
absolutely, like, with Doomsday on the horizon, that like there was zero chance in the world that that was going to be anything short of an amazing film. and like we still know so little about it. And we'll get into that in a second, but I want to think that maybe they were like, let's just have these surprise the actors. There are two biggest actors right now in our studios, or those two. We want to make sure that they're at least seen here. So let's just bring them in with the comics. Let's try not to like do the Marvel thing and have them show up there, say a couple of things, have Guy Gardner run in, be funny, and like that be our kind of thing. And then after we get some more, like for Man of Tomorrow, we're gonna really like this place is gonna get overtaken by Superman and all the characters that are in it. I hope that's what's happening. I don't know if it is. I have no idea, but it was a glaring switch of the days. Like, I thought DC did a really good job of promoting Lanterns at it. One, with the little experience that people could sign up for and do, like, that stuff was all over the internet. People were excited to get their rings, and there was like a trust fall thing. Like, so many like influencers posted videos and stuff. So on that side of things, it was cool. Aaron Pierre was dripped out.
Dude. Them videos are cool.
Just not blazer, like a Letterman jacket saying like, I am the one, like I am him, HIM Lantern, with the shoes. Like, you love to see stuff like that because it just tells you they love the character. I mean, RDJ, like he had like Latverian scribble or whatever it was. I don't know what it really was, but that was my guess, is that it was like Doom writing on his blazer. So that was cool, and I thought that they did a good job of like getting people excited for Lanterns, which is the next thing coming out. And it's been one of the things that a lot of people have complained about, is that they haven't promoted it enough. But
the last trailer they dropped too was sick.
That's what I was Sinestro. That very last trailer, like, moved the needle so much for me that like I went out on a limb and was like, that might have been the best thing I've seen in the DCU so far. Might. I don't know, because you got to connect it all, and like you got to see the actors like do their thing in the story. But it looked so good, because you're used to seeing like space related stuff or things like that on like a TV show level, you know, like they don't want it to look bad, but it gets scaled back, like the Sakaar ship in She-Hulk. Like, it wasn't awful by any means, but it wasn't the one that was in the movie, and you knew that. And so they gave you a couple of shots of some stuff in space. We got a little bit more of the conjures that are constructs, not conjures. Constructs.
We got a bird, a live bird.
Yeah, I thought all of that was super cool looking.
Sinestro looks dope.
Sinestro is real. He's not like CGI at all. Like, I think literally he's just a dude that's pink and they made his ears pointy. Like, that's it. Like, they did nothing else to him, which that's kind of all he is. Like, he doesn't have to like, you don't have to go in and like do his eyebrows to like make
I'm super excited for Lanterns, dude. I think this has something to be something cool we're stumbling upon. I think it's gonna be cool for us. We got some cool things working behind the scenes. Hopefully that works out for Lanterns. I think it's just gonna be
I'm not worried. I'm sorry. I'm excited, and I think that Lanterns might like swoop in and like become my favorite. How do I say this? Like, grouping, I guess. Like, in Marvel, I tend to lean to the Guardians because it's a team up, and there's more people to enjoy and like, or the Avengers. And if I have to like pick somebody just by themselves, I'm gonna probably do Iron Man, just because he's just cocky and funny and all that. But with Lanterns, we don't know the story yet, but it feels like it's gonna for sure 100% be a passing of the torch. So you're gonna get all that like internal with Hal.
Right.
You're gonna get a brand new cat that obviously wants to be this guy for 20 or 30 years, it seems like. And then you've got the just ridiculous dude that like we were almost confirmed has a way bigger role in the series than we thought. We're supposedly, possibly, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, that was your chance to leave if you don't want to hear it, getting Guy's origin in this show,
Yeah,
which
and
is not.
Manhunters.
We've also heard about Manhunters. My question for you, are those the same thing as from Mars? Are they the
Okay, so the Manhunters were the original space cops before the Lanterns became like the space cops. Basically, they're like
okay?
the original ones. That's what Martian Manhunter kind of is. He was part of the Manhunters at one point. But yeah, it's basically the pre Lanterns before the Lanterns came in.
You're not going
I
to
don't really remember
introduce
too much of the lore of how
Manhunters.
like they went bad, but sorry, go ahead.
You're not going to introduce Manhunters without the Manhunter being not too far behind, you would
Behind,
think,
yeah.
which was also something we weren't expecting. So that's cool. Last thing I thought was that Manhunters were the weird people that we, or the like Western looking people that we see in the trailer.
Oh, from the town, yeah.
Yeah, which my guy from Fear the Walking Dead that I'm still in the middle of watching right now, he was a part of the group that came to San Diego Comic-Con, I think, for Lanterns. It was
Ooh,
him, Chandler, Pierre, Guy. Like it was just and the female the actress that's in it was there as
Naomi
well.
o-
Yeah.
Aoki
Hmm.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the kind of
Clayface also
Western.
dropped a new trailer too. Did you see that
Yep,
one?
I did,
That
and poor Valerie accidentally saw it, and she just one day out of nowhere, I was like in another room, and she walked in and was like, "Yep, nope, not seeing Clayface," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I purposely didn't send you that trailer. She was like, "Nope, I was just sitting here, and it just like
came
popped
on.
up in front of me, and no chance." I was like,
Some
"Dang it."
highs for me. One was the plane scene that me and you have been talking about, and longtime
Oh
listeners
my
will know. Like when we first heard
god,
reports about this movie, that was the scene we heard about was him having to cut the slits for his eyes and his mouth.
that's
We've talked
so
about that.
gross.
So we finally got to see that. You got to see like an over the shoulder shot of him actually becoming the big giant actual
And it
Clayface thing.
looks just like him, like the shadow of him like
Yeah.
looks just like the way he looked in Creature Commandos. So I really
Yep. And
think that
then
like we're gonna get us, like it's gonna be CGI, but he's gonna look like he did in
did you
Creature
hear the reports
Commandos.
about Clayface? They said that if the movie, two couple things, they have Peter Safran's came out and been like, yes, this is 100% the same Clayface from Creature Commandos, and there's rumors I've been seeing going around this week's, uh, saying that the movie does well enough that they're going to try to add Clayface into the Brave and the Bold movie, so
Oh
to
wow.
help tie in more in there. So if that's rumors, cool, that'll be dope. We got the
Well,
a new look of him sitting there in the bathtub that looked really cool.
that
It is
tells
going
you
to be
that he doesn't, I mean, we kind of knew this already, but like at the end of Clayface, like Clayface is still gonna be on the board, which I think we
yeah.
kind of assumed that. I
Well,
think we
yeah, because
yeah, we
it'll
thought the end of it was going to be like right when he's starting to rock and roll, you know.
yeah.
It's still so interesting to me how we're going to get even from like the trailer, like it's so dark and he's just like so upset and he's like curled up all the like in corners and on like street corners and in his bathtub all the time. How we get to the guy that's playing Xbox and screaming lesbians or whatever he screamed in Creature. I just like the disconnect there, and I know he's gonna have so much time to get there. Like the gap, they could
Yeah.
make that gap as big as they need to.
That could be 20, 30 years, and it could have
It
just been
really
him.
can be.
Yeah.
And I think the like the cars and the way that they're dressed, like it's being portrayed. Late 80s, early 90s. I think like that's the way it looks. The cars definitely look like older cop cars in Gotham. Like they don't look like they're not
Mhm.
Chargers. You know what I mean? Like they were
Right.
older looking. There's this cool shot where he's like walking down a street and to me it looked like San Francisco. It didn't look like Gotham for that scene. But he's like coming up over a hill, and he's like walking down the street, and you can like see, I think it's the Gotham Bay in the background would be my guess, because there it looks like some water. But he like comes over that hill like walking, looking all sad with that mask on, and I'm like, huh? Like, how is that the dude that's playing Xbox and beats the snot out of Frankenstein and Frank? And so
We're gonna get there. This is the
or
origin,
Flag.
baby.
I just called him Frank. Flag.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm excited. I think both of those
Mhm.
projects look good. They look good.
Yeah.
There's no worry. Not that there was worry with Supergirl, but like I'm not sweating it. Still doesn't mean
Right.
that there won't be incels that come out and hate on it for something. My God, the amount of people that were hating on the poor new Black Panther kid.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Thank goodness. I guess we should move into more Marvel
okay.
news now.
So-
Have you? Yeah.
So from the DC side, that's essentially kind of it. We didn't get a ton, some comic book stuff. Those guys showed up. We got the 2 trailers last week. But yeah, the big ol' let's freaking go all weekend was that there was like a doomsday clock, and Marvel had like, I guess you could just call it like an exhibit would be the best thing to
Mhm.
put, where they
Yep.
had official costumes from the movie, where they had Cyclops, Captain America Sam, Thor, Yelena, Gambit. I think that's it.
Mhm.
And there was obviously a Doctor Doom outfit.
Which is
And then the interesting thing that nobody knew anything about was, yes, there was Latvian witches that they had the outfits for. And they did stuff to set outfits every single day of San Diego Comic-Con. It was a green one day. It was an orange one day. And then they would like take them away some days, or just have them, and some days they'd have them with Doom. It was weird. They were playing with people's minds the whole time.
right.
I think only 2 got shown, but it was
Okay.
an orange one and a green one. And so that was cool to see, like Kyle walking up and like videotaping that, and it looks just like the same videos that like Boss was putting out, or Brandon Davis. And so it was really neat, because I was seeing videos being put out by these major publications, and then our actual own like network was putting it out too. So that was cool. A little bit of comic stuff from the Marvel side, some toys, but obviously the party of the weekend was Hall H with Marvel on Saturday night, where Kevin Feige came out first, and Kevin Feige'd it up. And before we get into the really, really big stuff, a couple of the smaller things that were cool was the very first thing he announced is that we're getting Ghost Rider in
Yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is the one and only person everybody wants, who is Ryan Gosling, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome to do that. Like, such a great time to grab him too. Off of oh my gosh, what was
Hail
the
Mary.
movie?
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail. I was about to say Project. What is the rest of it? Project Hail Mary was so fun. Stuntman was awesome. Wasn't that what it's called? He's just
I don't think I've
killing
seen
the
that one.
game. I think it's called Stuntman. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to. I just feel like on that side of the fence, which is the reason me and you met, like we're really eating good over there, and
Yeah.
it just feels right for Ryan to be in this. You've already got Reynolds. You've got all the ones that he's friends with already. I guess they're all friends. It seems like they're all friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that was cool, and it was just cool that they're announcing something that's not connected to Doomsday and Secret Wars as of right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he'll
Right.
be in
Is this the first movie post Secret Wars, correct?
They haven't announced
think-
a date. they said that it would be in 2028. I think they said October even of 2028, but they didn't give a set date, I don't think. Um, but yeah, it'll be after Doomsday.
I
But
thought it was like the summer or spring of 2028 because then December was Black Panther 3.
you could be right. I was
I think.
even I was
Have they even
even
started filming Secret Wars?
No, but they the Russos made a quote this weekend where they said we're very close to start filming, like kind of so close it's making me sweat right now. So like
I was gonna.
in
Do
weeks,
they have enough
in
time?
weeks.
That's only. 'Cause it comes out what next December? So you got a year and 4 months, I guess. I guess you have time.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's plenty of time. And there's no other film that comes out between Doomsday and
Mm-mm.
Secret Wars. They also haven't officially announced if it's going to be split into two yet, have they? I don't think they said
I don't
that.
think so. As far as I know, it's still officially just the
Yeah, it's
one
still
movie.
they're going to split it. They should. I hope they do. I hope we get two movies. Um, but that was cool. We also right before we get into all the Doomsday stuff, they announced, like you just said, Black Panther 3, which everybody thought the big rumor was going to be Denzel because he's already admitted that he's in the movie. So like everybody knows it's
Mhm.
coming. Um, but it wasn't Denzel. They announced that the T'Challa Jr. that we're left with at the end of Wakanda Forever has now aged up, and they casted the young man that was just in the Long Walk. Isn't that what
The
it's
Long
called?
Walk. I
Which
know him
I've
from
heard,
the Alien movie, Alien Romulus. He was really
and a
good in
lot of
that.
people know him from Alien. I'm not a big Alien guy. I've heard nothing but awesome stuff about the Long Walk. I've also been told like you gotta be ready if you're gonna watch that movie. So I
I
haven't,
heard it's
but you could just tell that he was so appreciative and like so humble, and you could tell that Winston and um Todd, what Tiana Todd, what's Shuri's real name? I can't think of the
Oh,
actress's name. It starts with T.
Letitia.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it was something right. Letitia.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's the last name
Letitia.
is 100% right.
Yeah,
The way that
I'm
they
right.
were
I'm
like,
right.
uh, the way they were loving on him and like putting their like, it felt good. It felt right. Um,
Hmm.
and so that's cool for
I think
somebody
that's
like
fun.
Tom's age, Holland's age.
Yeah. I mean, that's with these movies. These obviously post Secret Wars, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther. These kind of like characters who you haven't even touched 60% of like 80% of
It's
their
hard.
comics. You know what I mean? It's
It's
hard
hard.
not to want to use these. I know there's going to come a day when there is a new Iron Man, there is a new Captain America. I'm going to have to be open heart. I'm open to it. I'm excited for it because I do want an actual movie where I have more of my actual X-Men with my actual Avengers. So you do have to recast them. It's
That's
just hard
coming.
not seeing
I
RDJ and
think.
then
I think
Chris
that's still
Evans in that
coming.
role, but it's still yeah, it's coming because they want Avengers level, like they want Avenger characters with their X-Men too, because you're going
Yeah,
to want an actual down the road Avengers versus X-Men movie if you want, and you want to be able to have these characters. There's so
and
many
it'll
just
be
crossover
interesting to
with Logan and Captain America, like all these characters that
right,
intertwine.
and it'll be interesting to see like where is Marvel when Secret Wars is over? Feige has said it's not an ending, it's a beginning. But like, does
Hmm.
Secret Wars end? And we know we're getting a brand new X-Men team. Like it's going to be all new
Yes.
kids, actors, and everything. And they, for the most part, like have the whole playing field from my understanding. Like they're not saying like, oh, we're 100% never doing Wolverine because Hugh Jackman is still alive. From my
Right.
understanding, like they're gonna recast everybody. We have not heard that about the Marvel characters. Like we have not heard that when Secret War ends, does that
Hmm.
mean that there could potentially be a new Tony Stark. I don't think that that's how it is going to be, personally.
Yeah, not
I
yet,
think,
but
I think it's going to be like maybe a universe that looks normal to everybody, obviously, where like I think there's no way at the end of Secret Wars you're going to tell me that Tom Holland's Spider-Man isn't going to remember Tony Stark going to his apartment with May. I think there's going to have to be something
that'd be hard
where some people remember some stuff.
Is it weird? I'm more excited for post Secret Wars than I am for Secret Wars. Is that weird?
I wouldn't say that it's weird, especially for you, because you're such a huge X-Men fan.
I am.
I am really excited to get to X-Men as well. But they're kind of feeding us good already, like with X-Men 97 and what we're about to get, what we've gotten so far from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Possibly and, like, Brand New Day.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a done deal, which, I mean, that's going to be interesting. Does Sadie Sink, if she is Jean Grey in the Brand New Day, which is what everybody is saying she is. I mean, hell, Ryan Reynolds showed up wearing Jean Grey to San Diego Comic-Con, which I hope that whole thing means that he is 100% in Doomsday. I think it does. I think that that's like what the bit was really meaning, that like he missed his chance, but at the end of the day, him and Logan are in it. It seems impossible to have a movie with old Fox X-Men and them two not be in it, but we'll see. But does that version of Jean Grey then turn into the like original, like, is this the Jean Grey that hasn't met Xavier yet? And like,
so
that's coming. Like, Jean, does it come across as somebody that's like bringing down buildings and stuff? I don't know. It doesn't seem like Jean from the trailer to me, but I also am like, who else is big enough to be in that spot?
Yeah. So for me, like you said, I'm a big X-Men guy. For those that don't know, I have been reading any and all thing X-Men comic wise. That's X-Men Volume 2, The Wolverine, New Mutants, Generation X, X-Force, X-Factor, Cables, X-Men, like all those things, all the specials started
introduced me to Marvel when I was a kid, to be fair. I didn't know about Captain America and Iron Man before Wolverine and Cyclops. They were my introduction to Marvel.
Same. The X-Men Last Stand is actually my first Marvel movie DVD I ever got. So I'm a huge X-Men fan. I wanted to start reading, so I started in 1962. I am currently, as we're recording this, beginning 1999, and I've been doing this for like 2 years now. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I actually have been in communications with doing my own like separate podcast thing about like my X-Men comic journey. I did record and edit my first episode on that. I've only sent it to like 2 buddies and have them watch it. I haven't dropped it yet, but
why are you telling me this live on?
I don't know. I've been working on it.
We can talk more about this offline, but like that can be something that you put on here. Like you can.
Yeah, we'll talk. Like I've thought about it.
I'm doing a wrestling afterwards. Now. It's over.
Do it, man. It's
about
fun.
To go off the wall. We're gonna do solo ventures.
Do it, man. It's so much fun. I recorded my first episode discussing my comic journey where I'm at. I had a blast. I edited, sent it to some friends, got some feedbacks, read some things. I'm kind of just waiting back on one more thing right now, which I'll tell you about post. But that should be going up hopefully within 2 weeks. So I'll let you guys know when that drops. But if you want to listen to my X-Men comic journey, I say all that to say I've read a lot of comics on X-Men. I think I saw Tez over 2,000 of them that I've been tracking. Jean Grey is a wild character to have in this movie because I don't think I've really came across a comic yet where Spider-Man and Jean are like the main.
That's what I've.
2 ones come at each other. I could name you like 5 to 10 other X-Men where Spider-Man actually has more of a there is a Spider-Man comic with him, Juggernaut, and Black Tom Cassidy from Deadpool 2 that gets shot in the head, and Deadpool's like, you killed Black Tom, you're right.
Yeah.
There is more of that than there is Spider-Man and Jean that
Well,
I've
and
read so far.
isn't there even in some like newer iterations like Miles and Jean, but there's nothing with Peter? Like, hasn't Miles even done a
Maybe
couple
I
of
haven't gotten
things?
that far. Like I said, I'm only to 99, but I'm like, this is a wild. And I think this is, if she is Jean, is supposed to be a pre-professor. Which here's the thing about Jean Grey. Here's the thing about Jean Grey. She is Omega level
As strong
mutant.
as you can be.
Soon,
Strong as
her
you can be.
her childhood friend got hit by a car. Her powers unlocked. She started going crazy. Charles actually approached her, turned off her telepathy and only allowed her to have telekinesis for a while, just because it was so much at once till she was able to unleash it. Then down the road, she unlocked the telepathy power that she eventually has and able to talk to it all. So I could see a world where this is like Jean not knowing how to use her powers and emphasizing about how much of a threat she is of her powers. She's just not in control of it yet. Um, Wild if she's kind of like the villain to kind of have, because it kind of seems like from the trailers like there's body hopping and villain talk. I'm like, this is kind of weird to
Yeah,
have for
like that was
Jean.
gonna be my next question. Like, I know a lot of Jean's like powers and I understand them, but like, does she have the ability to hop from people and control them? Like, I know she can probably go into somebody and speak and be like Logan, and it really be Hank,
Yeah.
and her and him be like Jean, and yes, I know she can do stuff
So
like that.
basically, yeah, like her and Charles can both do that, and I think this is
Okay.
just like the
But we're
biggest play
seeing
we've
these like
seen.
waves. It's crazy. It's weird.
So
And like,
so here, yeah. So in comics with Jean and Charles and a lot of these telepaths, they very much on talking about the astral plane, kind of like in Doctor Strange, where they come out of their body, and it's like they talk about how that's the
I got you.
astral plane. So they do that a
Yeah.
lot in comics. And a lot of the telepaths and people who have like the psi powers
I've seen
battle
a
on
lot of
this
pictures of
plane.
Xavier coming out of his
Yes.
body.
So
Not as much as
I
Jean, but that makes sense.
I wonder if like that wavy thing is like the 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 astral side plane, and you're just kind of vaguely seeing that as a transfer in between bodies. But it's
But you
definitely going to
brought up
be.
another really good point that like it's hard like Jean, from my understanding, like her personality is one, she's super smart. Like she becomes like
Mhm,
one of the professors like there at the school and is always like in the labs. I've seen that in
mhm.
animation and in real life. Um, but like you said, she's usually gotten from by Xavier in all iterations as a kid. And like that is a part that's weird because Sadie Sink's like the same age as Tom Holland. So like I would think that they're saying that Jean is, right at
So
college age.
when the X-Men first formed, Bobby Iceman was the youngest one at 16. So by the
Okay.
time when he got them, I think Jean was probably around 17, 18. It wasn't until like I think around like the
Is
14th
she
issue of
from New
X-Men.
York?
She is from she is not New York, I don't think.
I'll
Maybe
look.
she is though, because Scott's Iowa, one's
No, yeah, she
Illinois.
is from New York.
She's New York
Jean
because
Grey was
Beast is
born and raised
Illinois.
in Annandale on Hudson, New York.
Okay, so
She
she's
grew
New
up on a
York.
farmhouse near Bard College where her father taught history before her mutant powers surfaced, and she later moved to New York to attend Xavier School for the Gifted
Yeah,
and Young
yeah. So whenever
Saviors.
like 14 issues into the actual X-Men run is whenever the kids actually graduate high school. So like they're pretty much past 18 by the time that they're actually formed. So I would say the age, like she's an actress who can play down a lot. So even if she's
Yeah, for sure. She can, yeah,
22, like I'm okay with a 22-year-old being our first formed
that makes sense.
X-Men.
But is there ever, there's also, from my understanding, never any iterations where like somebody gets a hold of Jean and turns her kind of evil, except for like Magneto. Like Sinister gets her like later on when like all the 97 clone stuff's happening, but
Yeah,
Like, who would
there's
have
the
Jean right now and be like, if it was not her just doing it completely on her own, which seems so against her character, because like in the trailer, it makes it seem like she's the one turning Banner into Hulk and
mhm.
making him fight and stuff, which like we know
Yeah,
Banner
and
like has been working forever for that not to happen. So where the hell is
right.
Hulk going to end up at the end of all this?
And we're saying all this, and watch, it's going to be just a giant misdirect. It is Jean Grey, but she's not a villain. It's going to be good. I'm gonna
Do
try
you
not to hold.
think
Hmm.
this is just like a super far off question just because I brought up the Hulk? Do you think at the end, or like maybe, yeah, we'll just say when everything's ended at Brand New Day, all the credits, post credits are done with, do you think that Bruce Banner will be Bruce Banner, or do you think that he will be Hulk? And if he is Hulk, is he like on the run, like into
Can I tell you
hiding
something?
again?
Where I want him,
That's
I
where
want
I
him to
would
still
keep
be
him.
Hulk. I want him to
Yeah,
still be Hulk. I want him to be on the run, and I want him in Canada. I
yeah,
want
me too.
him
And I
in the
want
Canadian
you to go
forest.
find him,
Yes,
and
and I
that be
want
like
a
one of Hugh's like
Wolverine.
last. That would be really cool.
Even if it's not Hugh, I would like
Yeah,
in the
the new
next phase
Wolverine to
whenever you
go
have the
find him.
X-Men, that's how so Wolverine's introduced by working for the Department H, which is the Canadian
That's
government.
a
Have
perfect
him,
way to introduce him.
yeah, have him
The
do that way.
newest
Don't even make
version
him
of
an X-Men.
Wolverine. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just be like, hey, brother, this guy's like 70 years old now, but he still turns into the
Mm,
Hulk. We haven't seen him in years. We got to go get him and do
exactly.
that. And never
I think
bring
that'd be
his
fun.
son back on television ever again. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Is there anything else? Obviously, big group came. RDJ, Chris
Mm,
Evans, Paul Rudd, Winston Duke, uh, most of the Thunderbolts, most of the Fantastic Four. Um,
Haley Atwell,
yeah, big group.
Marsden, yeah,
Uh,
Mystique,
got Gosling, had Ryan Reynolds in that in the audience,
yeah.
or actually walking around San Diego Comic Con, and people didn't know it was him, and taking pictures. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it's fair to say right now, like any of that BS, like superhero fatigue or Marvel's down and dead, like they literally squashed that this weekend. They're as back can be. And I think the way that DC is going about what they're doing is probably the right way. I am always going to want them both to succeed and do good. I don't need them
Hmm.
to be the same. They can be totally different. Um, but I'm excited for one. I'm seeing, when do you see Brand New Day?
I see it Friday night.
I do
I-
too. So
So
I see it Friday
we'll be
night.
talking afterwards.
We'll be talking afterwards, and then it'll only be about 2 weeks after that. Then we'll get Lanterns.
Yep.
Then there's nothing until October, right?
Correct.
That's when
Yep.
Clayface. So, but that's gonna fly by with college football, for me and you anyway, because
Yeah.
college football season's
Football,
gonna be going
NFL's
on.
gonna kick up.
hmm
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing Doomsday on December 17th. Yeah,
That's a
so like
Thursday.
the day before. Yeah, it's like the pre-show thing. So like the
Okay,
day
I'm
before,
getting the Friday release. So
I
you guys can go
somehow
a day
was
ahead of me.
able to find just two random seats. I don't know how. I was refreshing like 8 different theaters trying to get in because I knew if I didn't see it at least that Thursday or Friday, there's a big chance like a whole week or two could go by because we're going to be on the drive thing.
Right.
And so we're going to literally watch Doomsday probably, and literally probably that Saturday start driving to South Carolina. That's like our
It's funny.
rough draft as of today. So,
My cousins down in Oklahoma sent out a cousin chat being like, yo, when can we do Christmas this year? Because like I'm out of state, obviously, and we put the weekends down. And I said, just so you know, all know I'm not coming down the week of the 18th. I already have tickets to Doomsday up here, and I'm not missing it. So we'll have to figure out Christmas on a different day.
I got nervous because Valerie came home yesterday or the day before, and I've just been talking about, like, once the summer's over with, like, yeah, we had that pretty big vacation in April. That's why I haven't really done anything this summer. She had her little, like, 6 hours away trip.
Yeah.
But, like, we're needing something, and it looks like the only thing that we're gonna do anytime soon is go home for the holidays. And so she was starting to look at, like, some potential, like, Disney dates while we're in South Carolina, because it's drivable from South Carolina to Orlando. It's not that bad. And she was like, what if we went to Disney, like, at the end of December? Because she knows, like, the first of the year is the absolute busiest for me at my work, because everybody's insurance resets. And I was like, dude, don't start talking about going to Disney and not follow through with it. Like, I need to do something fun. And then I got, like, really excited about it. And then, like, all of a sudden was like, oh no, Doomsday. And I was, like, thinking that they were gonna somehow mix each other up. But no, we will literally, and she said it to me as well. She was like, we will watch Doomsday. We will not leave Colorado until we have watched Doomsday. And then we will start making our way towards my family for Christmas. So
good girl. Heck yeah.
No, but that's cool, because, like, I bet you Doomsday is gonna be so sick that, like, that week of Christmas while I'm at her parents' house, I'll go watch it again at a theater.
I'll probably say back to back. Yeah.
So no, we're eating good. There's a lot of good coming out. Again, please, we know it's boring and we say it a lot. If you got 2 seconds, please go like us on all of our social medias. Send us any messages about your rankings, what you thought about San Diego Comic-Con, what your thoughts are on any of the future projects between Marvel or DC. We don't discriminate. We will talk about them all. We just like hearing from y'all. So, but yeah, other than that, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you guys. Please remember to subscribe and follow us on all social media by searching at the Sons of Gunn Podcast. And until next week, remember to always look up. See you guys.